I understand that you are having a few jobs by driving different kind of taxi.
Yes.
And want to share to us, why are you working so hard?
Okay. I'm actually pushing myself to the extreme for my children. It's all because of children. I didn't get what I want when I was young, so I'm doing extremely hard. Whatever my children wants, I go for it.
You say extreme, would that be no good to your health?
Health is another thing. God is great. So as long as I can see my children happy with it, and I have time for them, I think I'm more contented with it.
What about your childhood relationship with your dad?
Oh, okay. I had very bad experience with my childhood days. I'm an adopted child, and I was adopted when I was 3 months old. I was not treated good until my dad would not come and talk to me or praise me whenever it is. No, you see. And eventually I lost him at the age of 11 years old, 12 years old. And then there's only my mom. Before that, my adopted parents have no children. So once they have their own child, they forgot about me.
It's a bit extreme. You love your children so much, but when you're young, you wasn't treated well by your adopted parents. How come there's so much love for your children?
I don't want my children to be like me. I don't want. I really doesn't want that to happen. I even spoke to my missus about this. We may have some frictions or whatever. As a couple, friction there is at times and don't. So we try to tame down and see what we can solve with it.
Compromise.
Compromise, that's the thing. I told how bad it is, we are not supposed to move aside because that's going to affect the children. It's not us. So I doesn't want that to happen to my children.
What sort of arrangement with your wife when coming together to manage the children?
As she knows, I'm a very temperamental guy, very hot tempered, you see. But I won't go to the extent to hurt people. I don't mind hurting myself, but not to hurt them, you see. So when I get that kind of temperamental, I'll break things at home. I'll break things at home.
When you say you break things, have you ever caned your children?
Those small little thing, I cane their feet, you know, but I try not to, but I move away. So when comes when to the extreme of breaking things, because that temper, because I doesn't know my strength, my wife will step in and she asks me to move away, and then she will take over, and then I will go out, sit down and think what goes wrong. There was an incident where my second son, to be honest, his mistake was just a minor mistake. His children actually. But maybe that particular day, I was not in a good mood. Yeah. And he tests my patience. And he speak back to me, you see. What else do you want from me? You want me to kill myself? You want me to kill myself? I'll kill myself for you.
But why did he say that to you?
I don't know. Maybe he himself had been pressured because he was been when he was 4 or 5 years old. He had a very bad experience himself. Previously, I worked so hard to look after them. At the same time, I engaged a maid to look after him. So what happened is that maid has abused him. It was a second-degree burn. And from there, he doesn't trust the dad, mom, siblings. He doesn't trust anyone. So maybe I'm slowly trying to gain his trust. You see? And that was the period where I get so pissed off, angry with him. And he questioned me that kind of. He threw these kind of questions.
So how do you reply with this question coming straight to your face?
I was totally stunned. And I didn't say a word. And I just walked to my room, I closed my door, and I cried, that's all. I called up, my wife was actually was there in the living room, and I called my wife. I doesn't want to talk to them at the moment. Please bring them to the room. I want to go out of the house for a while.
So whatever you do now, I understand that you love your family so much, but what made you think that what you're doing is correct?
Nowadays, I'm very close with my children. I think, other than my first son, he's very close to me. But the second son, who had spoken about killing, you know, he's much closer to me now. And I realized that I control. I don't be there. I realize that beating doesn't bring you anywhere. Hitting them it doesn't bring anywhere. You see? So why not sit down with them, be like them, find out what they want, what they are heading to. If they are not good at academic, don't force them. So I sit down, think so much. What can the next thing? Okay, he's not good at this, and I realize my son is good at music. So why not? So I try to motivate him into music, that kind of thing.
I see. What role did your wife play together to look after your children?
She knows I love my children the most of all in the whole world. I love them so much. I love my wife. Other than my wife, my children come of priority, you see. So I told my wife, whenever I'm not around, you look after them. We play a role that we exchange each other, then we learn together how to bring up our children in a proper way. Especially myself, I doesn't want my children to grow up like what I had before. You see, no happiness, no proper guidance. I was a school dropout, and now I'm picking up horses, and I study together. Whenever I have an assignment to do, schoolwork, I sit down with my son and do together.
Jamal, there are many parents out there who, especially some of the parents who struggle with their income, but they would love to have children, but income is one area they're worried. How will you encourage all these parents?
Income is always a secondary, what I feel. Okay, being honest, I'm financially not stable, but I'm still going for it. You know, money can't buy love. Money can't buy guidance. You see, your children love is until so great. Because I used to think money always first. You see, but whenever I push everything away, I come home. Yeah, we do need money. You see, to sustain a family, to live, but don't make money make it as a life.
The most important, it should not be.
Yeah, it should not be, you see. So I think not to worry. Please have children, cherish what the love of being a parent. You see, I realized all these things after I have 4 children. You know, before that, I have no children for 10 years, for your info. I married with my wife, 10 years I have no children. See, my financial is also okay, but very empty. Emptiness is there. And then my wife wasn't working, she's so bored. Then, being honest, we always argue. But after the children comes in, when we do an argument, there's a meaning for the argument.